Hello, full stack web developer, and welcome to Coding for All, the only channel required to become a full stack web developer with practical applications and utilizing free resources. In the last video, we learned about loops and different types, like while loops, and to implement that, we wrote a long song with just 10 lines of code. And then we learned for loops and did Fibonacci challenge to get our hands over the concept. In this video, we will learn about adding JavaScript to website and introduction to document object model. Now, before we start our lecture formally, like the video and subscribe to the channel so we learn and grow together. So for this, we will first of all create a main folder on desktop like I will show you right now. So we are going to use atom and we will print a boilerplate as we did in the past. So let's get on to it. This is my folder and now I will create a new folder in it. I will name as DOM1. Enter, it's empty there. Now we will open Atom. We will open the folder from desktop. Then we will go to our DOM1 select folder. Now we will create a new file, index.html. Over here we will print our boilerplate as we did in the past. Control S. The title is my DOM site 1 and in the body I'm going to write h1 hello, and from packages I will use beautify. Then I press Ctrl S. Now let me see if we can open this. So here we are. This is the name of our site and this is hello. So we are good with it. Now, as we did in the past, we are going to have our link here for CSS. The name will be styles. So I'm going to create a new file inside. Name is styles.css. Let me see if the name is same. Okay, over here, just to check if everything is right or not. Control S. Yep, it's working. So we don't need it. Just wanted to check if everything is fine or not. Now, up till now, we have been using JavaScript in Google, but we haven't implemented that here on our website. So as we did in our CSS section, inline, internal, and external CSS, we are going to do the same thing here. If I want to have internal JavaScript, for that I will press script. And now here I'm going to write alert hello, but this should be inside inverted commas. See, so this is internal CSS, it's internal JavaScript. So whatever you do, you can write everything here, and after everything is done, the JavaScript will take place. So if I want to do external JavaScript as we did external here, so for that I'm going to remove all this. Yep. Now script external source, and now for this I need to create a new file. JavaScript dot no index. Why don't I dot .js? Now what if I write here yep, so everything is working as we wanted. So what is the difference? As we described for CSS, that internal or inline JavaScript is not a good practice. It is always advised to have a different or external JavaScript on the side, so that just in case you need to debug or anything like that, it will be really very easy for you. And can you see the positioning? There is the difference in positioning, that you have placed CSS on the top, whereas you have placed JavaScript at the end. And the reason is that you want the styling and everything while the site is loading. And if there is some slow connection, still you want your site to load as quickly as possible, so the user stays on your site and the user considers your site as friendly. For this reason, you should place JavaScript at the end. So if the connection is slow, everything will be taken place, and just right at the end, the JavaScript will load and take its respective action. That is why it is always advised to place it at the end. And another thing is that JavaScript only occurs if there is already something. If it wasn't there, the JavaScript wouldn't have worked like this. So these are the things that you should have in your mind for writing. Now what about inline? Let me see if I can show you that too. Now as you have already seen that how we can write internal as well as external JavaScript and about the positioning, the only thing that we are left is inline JavaScript. And for that you will simply go to the body section, and as you want the message to be pop up after the pages load, so you will simply write on load, and you see it is right there. Now you want to create an alert message, and then you will put brackets as you already do, hello. But you see there are inverted commas here, and we need inverted commas here too. But how are we going to differentiate it? The simple method is, instead of putting double inverted commas, we will put single, and then we will write hello. So what this means, that after it gets loaded, there should be a pop-up message with hello. So let me test how it goes. So here's our site. So you see, so the function is similar, but the positioning differs. So the best practice is to use external JavaScript, so that everything gets loaded, and after everything is done, it will directly take its action from external file. And the easier thing is, as we did with our previous concepts, you will simply edit, or you can simply edit anything that you want to replace or you want to remove from JavaScript, and it will be easier for the other ones too if they want any changes. So the thing is that the element should already exist there in the file, and secondly, the JavaScript should be placed at the end, so your website loads fast And after everything is done, the JavaScript of the functioning take place, as I told you before. So these are the few tips that you should keep in your mind before doing anything else. Now we are starting with DOM. DOM means Document Object Model. DOM makes our site interactive as it creates blocks of the content that is in our website. And so whenever you want to change something, it will be very directive and selective and easier to do. The DOM represents as a tree with elements and its constituents as branches, and is somewhat similar to organization structure of the company, as you can see right in front of you. There is a free Chrome extension as HTML Analyzer shows the website in DOM tree and show you visually that how it looks like inside the Chrome. In fact, the document contains HTML, which contains two children, head and body, and then there are children of head and body. So a basic thing is that there is going to be a head, then there is going to be a body, and then there will be various children of each heading. I've changed the site a little bit just to make the DOM document object model a bit more clear. And just if you want to see that what's written here, everything is same except for I made the hello with capital H. Then there is input type checkbox with written click me and it's a button. Then there is unlisted list of things with Google as an anchor text, Facebook and YouTube. So now the document object model, what it shows that this whole is a document, then heading is one child, body, which you can see right here, is another child, and then these are the further children's inside the body. So if I want to have something more in detail, so over here I'm going to write document, enter. So the document shows everything inside is document. Now what if I want to write document dot first element child? It is going to be HTML. Now what is going to be the document dot first element child, which is HTML dot first element child, and it should be head. As you can see right here, it is head. So instead of first element child, what if I write last element child? Sorry, I shouldn't use shortcuts. Document first element child dot last element child, and it should be the body. See, so now what if I want to target this hello? So document first element child, last element child, and for the body it is the first element child. So that means we should write here document dot first element child dot last element child dot first element child, and should be heading, and yes it is. Now what if I want to manipulate it separately? The function or the benefit of DOM is that if you want to change what is going to happen after each click, you can't modify JavaScript, CSS and all that while anyone is using your website. The DOM helps you in this situation. So if I create a variable with the name headings equal document dot first element child dot last element child dot first element child. So now if I write headings, so you can see it's hello. Now if I want to manipulate it and if I want to change it, so I'm going to write headings dot inner HTML equals to by, by, and just look here if it's going to change or not. See, So now it's back there. And if I want to change it back, so where the inner HTML equals to hello coders. See, so this is how it changes and how you can manipulate each and everything from there. What if I want to search this input thing? So for this, I want to select for this input and I want it to be done as a tick. So for this, you'll write document dot query selector, and it should be like input. See, so you can see just after I press enter, the checkbox is already there without even taking my mouse at that spot. So this was a property. So this was really magical that without even going to that checkbox, I just clicked it and I just did it with writing this small line of code. This is an appropriate time to tell you that what the property or the method is inside this JavaScript, what we are learning right now, and inside the DOM object. An object has property and method. The difference is that the property is that what describe the property tells or describes the object, whereas the method tells that what it can do. So in property, either it's setting a property or getting a property. For example, if I write car.color, so you'll get the property that it's red color. But if I give or set the property that is car.door equals to 0, so all the doors will be vanished, and this is setting a property. Whereas the method is that what the car can do. So if I write car.drive, then parenthesis, then the car will start driving itself. The wheels will move and car will change its position. So if you are still not clear about property and method, don't you worry about it. We are going to work over these concepts, but just have a couple of differences in your mind that the property describes the object and method tells what it can do. The property has no parentheses, whereas the method has got parentheses as it requires an input, whereas property doesn't require any input. So I would like to end this right here, but there is a challenge for you. Now before I end this lecture, I'm going to give you one challenge that I'll share, and I will surely share the solution, but in the next week. So you have got the time. What I want you to do that I will be sharing this atom file under this video. I want you to use the concepts that we have learned for DOM to change this challenge name back to your name. And I'm thinking that instead of sharing the solution next week, why don't I share the solution in this video? So it's better to share right now so you can revise these concepts. So I want you to change this word challenge to your own name. So pause the video, give it a try using the concepts that we have learned in this lecture. So how did it go? Did you try it? So it might be a bit challenging for you. So what the solution is that you will simply go to the developer tools, and from there, as you want to specifically target this, so you will write document dot query selector, and then you'll go to ul as unlisted items, what we are C, and from then you want to target the last element child, which is challenge, and then you write inner HTML, so you can see the challenge is being selected. So I'm going to write this and present it. Here we are. So if any one of you want me to repeat the solution with your name, just write your name in the box below and I'll do that. But I'm going to attach this folder, this file for you, so that if you face difficulty you can use what I have written here, and surely you can work with it. But it would be great if you use your own file, you create your own file, and you can have this as a reference only. But it would be great if you use your own file and use this file as a reference just in case you are stuck somewhere. So this was all for today. So in this video we came to know about adding JavaScript to the website and introduction to document object model. The concepts are getting difficult now, and so I would strongly suggest you to practice all the concepts so you may get your hands over everything in the future journey may be easier for you. I hope you enjoyed and liked the video and have subscribed to the channel. See you soon. Until then, goodbye and good luck, full stack web developer.